Good evening, everyone. This is the Blitz Showdown Season 1. The top 8 teams coming up with the first match being none other than the. Wait, what was it again? Yeah, never mind. I'm sorry about that disruption there, but the first team are none other than the East Blue versus the final arc coming in. So, Shinji, this is the first time I'm hearing these names. So, what do you think? How is the performance going to be?
To be honest, Jeff, I'm also hearing these names first time, so I'm excited to see how they're gonna play. I mean, I want to see how they're
Exactly.
gonna play in the battlefield. I'm really excited about it.
Exactly. I am actually really excited to see how the matches are going to be turning out, but we'll be jumping into the draft section with both the teams coming in. So, who do you like? What do you think? Is it going to be the EXP meta, or is it going to be a different jungling or the tanky meta going to be banned off?
Right now, if we see, I mean, about the heroes and all, if I have to say, then it's the EXP meta. But if the teams pick their comfort heroes, the ones, I mean, they are comfortable with, then yeah, they can get the upper hand. But
Mhm.
if they are comfortable with the meta picks like Uranus, Lapu, or Yuzhong, and etc.
Mhm.
etc., then yeah, they might have the match on their hands. But let's see
Yep,
what
yep.
they're gonna play like.
Yep, we'll be seeing the final arc getting the first pick here. So I'm really excited for the bands on what it would be, but I'm still anticipating. What do you think? 30 seconds to the clock here, 35 seconds to the clock here to be exact.
Yeah, but okay,
Ooh, a
1-1.
1-1. What do you think about the 1-1? Yes, yes.
From the recent matches in like the tournaments I've casted and the matches I saw. I mean, most of them go in there like in the ban section. There was 1-1. I mean, I guess she is too overrated nowadays.
Exactly. The 1-1 meta coming up. The hopping lady will be banned off. Like the really amazing part about 1-1 is she's really squishy to be catching, like really slippery. At the same time, she deals a lot of damage. So it's kind of a tough decision to be facing off a 1-1. But the East Blue will be banning off the Lancelot. The Brute build will not be given out this time. So Shinji, what do you think the bans are going to be? It is looking really similar here.
Yeah, like last time we casted and we got to see this kind of bans, even YSS ban and all. But yeah,
Mhm.
Harriet getting banned. In the recent patch notes, we got to see Harriet got nerfed, but I guess it's still going crazy because the amount of damage he gets after completing his items and all, especially the Holy Crystal,
Uh-huh,
he gets
uh-huh.
a good amount of damage.
Yep, that's true. That's true. But with the Starlium side being really nerfed out, I don't think so. It's a really good pick to be going off for the Hadith here, since Hadith can be picked off at the same time, killed really easily here. But we'll be seeing the revamped. We can see the revamped Grok not being let out this time. The revamped Grok will be banned off. Not the revamped Grok, the Grok to be specific, because the current Grok, the more defensive items he built, he will be getting bigger and bigger, but the hitbox will also get bigger. But he also has the advantage that since he can go for the exp side, he can go for the damage and deal huge ton of damage there. So that's a plus point for banning Grog there.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Grok Chrome is also really good. I got to see few Grok players in the ranks
Mhm.
and in the streams and all. They can solo invade the enemy jungle and they can even get the enemy's buff and come back alive. I mean that kind of sustain and damage Grok has right now, and the CC
Uh-huh.
is amazing.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like the huge AOE that comes up from the Grog is really amazing. But let's not glaze too much on the Grog here. We can see the 4 years ban coming in from the final arc here, and the side of Team East Blue. They will be finishing the first phase of the banning section here with the glue coming in. The stickiness will not be here, but the final arc will be going for the first pick. Who do you think is it going to be? The Lapu is open. The Yuzong is open. The Uranus is still open here, so they can go for Uranus as well. So Shinji, what do you think about it?
as you said, like the EXP heroes, but they still have the options of EXP. They can either go for Lapu, either go for Yuzhong or Uranus as well. So I guess they might pick something else so that options are still open. Even if the enemy gets something, then they will go
Ooh.
something else.
Okay, okay. We can see a grandeur being banned off instead. Okay, no grand. I mean, like not banned off. Sorry, my bad. The grandeur being picked off from the side of Team Final Argia, but the East Blue. The Irithel is still open. They can go for Irithel to counter the Grandeur here, as well as for the late game Assurance there as Irithel. You know the Irithel's late game damage, man. It's too crazy
Yeah,
coming in. She just does not want to die at the same time. She will be dealing so much damage that even tanks will have to retreat in front of her. The Shinji. What do you think about the suggestion here?
yeah, like Iritel, it's really amazing. Once she, builds up her items and all, she'll
Mhm.
complete her build, and yeah, the amount of damage she deals with her passive is really amazing. Like last time we casted together, we got to see Aaron the creator. I mean, the way he played, he just created a whole, way of victory for his
Mm-hmm.
team using that Iritel
Yeah,
itself.
true, true.
But yeah,
But
Joy and Lapu,
Lapu,
what do you
my
think about
favorite EXP in this current season, man. The Lapu, you can't defeat a Lapu that easily. At the same time, you can't gap a Lapu that easily here, since Lapu, the amount of spellcraft he has, the amount of damage he has, especially with that second skill of his, that extra defense, the hybrid defense coming in for him, he is just unbeatable. And the joy, the beats coming in, the what can we say? They have the mobility, they have the sustain. East Blue, they already picked off really strong heroes. But the final arc, what do you think the reply is going to be from their side, Shinji?
It might be something EXP like Uranus or Yuzhong. As I mentioned, they are still open. But yeah, for jungle, I would suggest Fred.
Ooh,
Okay,
we can
Arlo
see
and
Arlord.
Lapu.
The Arlord, the final slashes coming in from Arlord can give a really huge advantage to the team, since even a single set from Arlord and Gato here will be really crucial for team final arc here. But the East Blue, they will be going in for the final pick of the first phase here. What do you think? Is it going to be Shinji, the jungler, the MM, the mage? Okay, we can see the Irithel. Okay, yeah, Irithel was a valuable pick here, since Irithel can deal a huge ton of damage. But what do you think? Is it going to be on the banning section of the second phase here, as East Blue will be going in for the ban? And I am hoping for a really good ban like a YSS or something like a Lance, maybe, or not Lance, a Hayabusa maybe, since the backlines can be marked off pretty easily here. But the 30 seconds to the clock, yeah, we can see the Kimi. Okay, oh yeah, it was a good combo coming in for the Kimi here. I didn't notice that, but we can see the Kimi coming in, since Kimi, the Kimi like comboing with Gato as well as the final slashes from Arlot. Those are really good. Yeah, what do you think about it, Shinji?
Yeah, like Kimi, the combo you said, it's really amazing. But like if you have some heroes like even it they have the Irtel, so they can counter Kimi really very easily. So I didn't think like it's worth it. Instead of that, they could ban something like Fredrin, because Fredrin is a counter for Joy. If you use his taunt and second skill, it's really hard for Joy to dash.
Final arc, they still have an option of Zetian here. They can pick off Zetian, but we can see the East Blue banning off the YSS here. The Yishin Shin will not be here. The Global Vision, the huge damage, the fast farming will not be here. But from the final arc, we can see the Kufra, the huge steel ball will not be there this time. As Kufra is really annoying, since it's all having the CC immune here can only be suppressed by can only be stopped by suppression. That's actually good. But the East Blue banning of Kimi, I don't think so. Kimi was good, since East Blue they had the opportunity, but since final arc they have the strong front lines. It is quite a respect ban coming in, like a really situational ban coming in. But the final arc will be going in for the final ban here. What do you think, Shinji? What is it going to be?
Might be something like a mage, like Farsa or something like a Rome hero.
Oh, you named it. You named the final air. I mean, like the feather airstrike. It will not be given to East Blue here, but East Blue, they can go for a mage like, I don't know, maybe a Xavier, since final like they have a lot of TC here. But at the same time, they have Zetian open. They can go for a Zetian for the global vision. It's kind of a tough pick to be choosing here since final arc they are lacking a little damage. The Granger will not only be the one having enough damage, but oh, East Blue will be picking off the Roam here after the Chew, the kick off coming in from Chew here. I mean, like having a Chew is kind of a gamble here since a good Chew can turn back, can turn around the tables, but at the same time, a Chew missing off is all will lead to the loss here. But what do you think about Shin? What do you think about a Shinji the Chew pick here? Is it good or is it bad?
Chow, it's Chow is good to go for the backline and get the backline, but as you can see, two heroes like Arlot and Kato in the opponent, so it's really hard for Cho to go and get the backline because the final slash and the taunt coming in from Gato and Arlot, it's really hard for Chow to go to the backline and get the backline. So I don't
Uh-huh.
think it's a really good pick.
That's true. That's true. But the final arc, oh, the Kadita, the burst coming in, the backlines of East Blue are not safe anymore, as well as for the Hayabusa coming in. The backlines are definitely not safe anymore with the East Blue. What do you think the reply is going to be? They are missing their mage here. The Zatian is still open. They can go for Zatian for the global vision. But a Kadita, a good Kadita can counter a Zatian as well. What do you think about Shinji?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Zatian is safe, till she has her passive, but Kadita with her first skill, she can you know,
Mhm.
burst her passive out. But okay, like, it's gonna be a joy mid then, I guess. Roger Hyper.
It is a joy mate against such a lineup. I don't think so. It's that good since Team Final Arc. They have a huge CC coming in from the Arlord as well as for the Kadita and the Kato. The taunt from Kato is never to be underestimated since a single taunt can lead to a easy pick off here. I mean, like easy kill off here. But let's see how the game is going to be since we will be jumping into the land of John with the Blitz tournament top 8 season 1 of the first match coming in, none other than the East Blue versus the final arc here. Let's jump into the land of Zwan.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, the lineup by the side of Team East Blue, it's quite complicated. Like, Joy Midland against,
Mhm.
the guy with the tone and the Arlot with that final slash. I mean, it's, kind of hard for Joy to, dash and target the backline. But let's see, I always say, like, it's more 5v5. We can't, judge too early. If you
That's
always your
true.
comfort pick, then yeah, you can get the match.
A mobile game. It all depends on how the synergy and the mastery of your hero is. So let's see how the game is going to be. Since both the teams are looking really strong, the top eight ain't that easy to be reaching out here. And both the teams, since they have managed to reach top eight, I am hoping for a really good fight coming in. Since this is the first game of best of three, and I am hoping for a three-game match coming in. Hopefully, I don't know, but let's see what is it going to be. Alongside me, I have Shinji and I myself, none other than your homeboy Jeff here, will be jumping into the land of Zwan with both the teams coming up as the final arc. They have a really good synergy. I mean, like, they already went for the red buff, the three-man farming on the red buff, but the four-man farming on the blue buff on the side of Team East Blue. It's still looking good. The early games cannot be judged. The top lane, quite peaceful. The goal lane, the EXP, it should have some clashes coming in since both the Titans, both the strong heroes, especially for the Arlot and the.
Okay, but they're on the near the blue. Okay, look at Joy. I
That's what
mean,
I'm
I
saying.
just thought Chow will be taken out there, but the damage is still low since it's the early game. But okay, blue will be secured by the side of Team East Blue.
Yeah, yeah. They will easily get the blue buff. Like they don't wanna waste much time. They need to farm. They need to gang. They need to wait for the turtle as well.
Okay, like
Okay, we can possibly see a gang, not a gang, a 2v2 coming in on the top lane side, but the bot lane we can see the Kadita going in as well. But a huge gang coming in, a four-man gang on the top lane. The gold crab will be going in. Hayabusa using his squad shadow really bravely, but it was quite a way since he didn't get the gold crab here. And the Joy might reach level 4 really early on with Roger equally at the same time. No clashes coming in. Both the teams waiting for the turtle here. Chu is just trying to bait out the spells, trying to get the damage, but 5 minutes before the first turtle spawns in, Hayabusa not having a set, but the clash coming in and the first blood coming in from
Okay,
the as the
first
joy
blood.
the first kill not making out that easily here, but the Roger will be taken out from the side of Team East Blue here. The team final arc, they have gotten their sign there. They have started the green light of this fight. They have gotten the jungler right off the bat. They will be getting the easy turtle maybe, or is it? Oh no, the I thought the Lapu will be stealing it, but Lapu going in really tough position might be taken out, and yes, he will be taken out with the Kadita going it back and trying to get the kill, but sadly will not be able to.
Okay, I mean, I really thought in the early game East Blue will have a kind of advantage since they got their comfort, but I thought they got their comfort pick, so they will be, it will be easy for them in the early game. But we got to see final arc playing so well in the early. They got the kills, they got the neutral objective, everything, and in the top lane, look at that. Chao managed to escape, but you know, Joy with the dancing beats. Okay, defense AOG used there. Okay, Kadita will be picking off the Chow there.
The Kadita going in, getting the chow. This is what I'm saying, when you have a Kadita, you don't need to be worried about the tanks as well, as a Kadita can easily get off the kills of tanks as well. The front lines will be melted off. The back lines, no issues for Kadita, as well as for the bot lane. No clashes on the EXP, the rotation coming in, but the final arc leading with 3 kills here and 1k gold lead, almost 2k gold lead.
Okay, look at there, look at there. Arlot with this labor speed, but he will be taken down by Joy there.
Yep. The Joy going in, getting the kill on Wanna Be Yours here. The Arlot will be taken out. I mean, like, this is the issue of Joy, A good Joy can make a game really different, but at the same time, it is a really bad gamble here. But we can see the Quad Shadow coming in. Oh, sadly, Team East Blue didn't have that much of a reflex here. Otherwise, Haya would have been picked off.
Okay, like East Blue, they still have a chance. I mean, if Joy goes to the backline and gets the gold laner and the jungler as well, then yeah, it might be easy for them to get the neutral objectives and all.
I don't think so. It's that easy for Joy to be catching off Kadita nor the Hayabusa here. Oh, a kickoff coming in from Chu.
Okay, and Roger taking down that Arlot there, but yeah, Joy will be taken down as well, but neutral objective will be secured by the side of Team East Blue. Okay, Irtel there, Irtel will be taking down Hayabusa, and look at there, double kill from Irtel. She will take down that Granger, and yeah, one more kill from Roger there. He will take down Gatot Kacha.
The fights. The East Blue are making a comeback here with almost a 1k gold lead coming in from the side of Team East Blue here. They managed to make a comeback with the 1 kill lead coming in on their side. They won the turtle as well. It is a really good fight here. Since Edithel joined, it was quite a fun fight to be watching here. Granger tried to fight, but Edithel was like, nah, I'm your counselor. I'll be there to be fighting you off. I'll be there to kill you off. But look at that, Wanna Be Yours in a really tough position. Will be taking out. A killing spree coming in from the Roger here. Roger getting farm is really risky, I'll be honest, since a good Roger can literally one tap you with no issues. But the Hunter Strike coming in on the Hayabusa here will be able to spam the skill as well as get the damage here. But BJ Tamang will be taken out by the Lynx here. The Hayabusa will be using his Quad Shadow as well as the Quantum Charge. The Shadow Kill coming in will be taken out, and the AoE coming in, but will be missing out as Kadita will be going in, killing fast my hand. Nah. You ain't fast, my boy. You ain't fast enough to be running from Kadita there. Okay, we can see the taunt being charged up. Will be connecting onto the Lapu here. Trying to go for the slashes here, but sadly Arlord will not be able to do much. The Quantum Shadow going in. The Chu using up that first kill here. The final slash coming in. Lapu will be taken out. The killing spree coming in onto the Kadita here, as the mid lane first here will be taken out by Hayabusa here. East Blue's jungle are completely open, except for the bot lane side. They still need to get 130 for the jungle to be completely open. As for the top lane side, we can see BJ Tamang still farming really peacefully here as gold for life. You are not farming for gold, man. You are just doing whatever you are there. I don't know what to say about your gameplay, but we can see a gold lead coming in onto the side of Team East Blue here, but the kill coming in on our side, Team Final Arc, they are managing to do whatever, and Chu going in, trying to get a pick off here, but Irithel coming in, the odd coming in, the blue waves coming in from the Kadita here will be taken out by the shutdown coming in onto the Joy here as the triple kill comes in. The Lynx will be the one getting down. A Maniac might be a possible, but sadly, no HP for Joy here, will be forced to back off.
Okay, like Jeff. Like in the early game, we thought that finals are gonna get the upper hand, but look at
Uh,
them now. Like East Blue getting the upper hand. They are just pushing all the turrets out right now, and the goal lead is there on this side. Kill lead too.
exactly, that's what. Oh, we can see a gang coming in. Wanna be yours will be punished again as AoE connects onto the Roger here. The taunt coming in on Lapu once again. The Lapu might be taken out. The blue waves coming in, but
Okay,
the
sustained life by Lapu. Okay, their way of dragon and yeah, Chow will get the Gatot Kacha and Chow will be taken down as well, and Hayabusa will be taken down as well there.
exactly. We can see Lapu dropping really low as Eretal goes in, might be able to take out Il Granger, but will be surviving onto the 30% HP there as the mid lane first tier will be taken out. The second tier coming in onto the top lane as well. We can see East Blue making their side of the team look really blue here, like making them win. So that's something good coming in as the boots being completed onto the Eretal will be running fast, especially with that sprint coming in.
Yeah, like even in the drafting phase, we thought like Team Final are gonna do something, but like just like their name, the Team East Blue came, in the early game they got chalked a bit, but they came out of nowhere and yeah, they got the upper hand here.
Exactly. East Blue reminds me of that all blue, from the Sanji, the One Piece, the One Piece anime,
Yeah,
Sanji's
yeah.
dream, we finding the one all blue here. That looks just the same, all the fishes running around, but look at that, the gang coming. Might be a gang, but no. Team East Blue, they are smart, they will be back. Oh, look at that Roger going
Okay,
in, almost take it out, but Lapu using up that
okay, way of
wild
Dragon on
minus, whatever you want to
Hayabusa,
call
but
that, but we can
Hayabusa will
start
be
over.
taken down there, unstoppable. And yeah, Lapu got trapped in here. He will be managing to escape there. Damn, for a moment I just thought, Lapu will be taken down in between four people.
Yep. We can see Guns and Roses coming in onto that Lord here. Will be securing the Lord. The game is looking good for the side of Team East Blue here. They have managed to make their flag blue at the same time, making the enemies turn to red here. Since they are going for really bad turns coming in, they are not able to win the team fights and the late game. It's not possible for the side of Team Final Arc to be winning onto the late game here since Team Blue East Blue here they have a lot of late game heroes here, especially with the Lapu tanking in a lot of damage here, with Joy going in for the backline. A Roger, a Roger when he is fed cannot be messed around with, especially alongside a Irithel here, a Irithel late game. Oh, nah, you don't want to face that.
Okay. I mean, like, not only Joy and Lapu, but that Chow as well. If you know how to utilize Chow well, then yeah, Chow is really good for marking the backline and getting them out. But okay, look at there. Oh my god, damage by the Irtel. Hayabusa managing to escape with the slaver amount of HP there.
The slither amount of HP is surviving. Oh, look at that all coming in onto the Chew here, but
Okay,
will
look at that Joy. Joy, the little
exactly.
monster. She just got triple kill there in near the
Uh,
home turret. Damn, only Hayabusa surviving. I guess this is the end because Team East Blue got the pressure from all the sides. They can just get the victory now after taking down the Hayabusa.
exactly. We can see the game coming on to the end here as Hayabusa sadly will not be able to defend in the first game going on to the side of Team All East Blue here. I'm tired of calling them East Blue, man. Let me call them All Blue here, since they are looking like the Sanji's dream. The All Blue, all the fishes running around, getting that
Every
kill, getting that objectives here. The turtle soup also being to the side of Team East Blue. It's looking really good. The early game they did manage to choke a little, but as the game progressed, they managed to make a comeback here. What do you think about that, Shinji?
Yeah, like in the early game, I also thought, like a final arc, they're gonna do something with that good draft because they got the better draft in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a team comp, they got the better draft for the team fights. But Team East Blue, they did so amazing with their comfort picks. As I always say, like comfort pick is always better than the meta picks.
I won't recommend that since imagine you are mastering a Zilong, man, a comfort Zilong. It is good. You can split push. You can manage to turn the tables. But during the team fights, man, it's gonna be a 4v5 situation always. So not
But
always a comfort.
like if you have a good synergy with your team, then your team can just go bait out their skills and all, and Azilong can go
Yeah,
straight to the back line and just finish them off.
that's true. That's true. I won't
Yeah,
deny to
I
that.
still
But okay,
remember
guys.
I met this long global in the rank, and yeah, he just came and I was vanished out of nowhere.
Happens. A good Zilong is always scary. But okay, guys, this will be the first game of the best of three between East Blue and the final arc. Will be coming back right off a little break. We'll be taking a little break, guys. Don't worry, we won't be going anywhere. Go and refill your popcorn boxes. Okay, guys, no break, no break, no break. We'll be jumping right into the second game with the East Blue having the first ban here this time, and the final arc will be having the second ban. Let's see what the mistakes they made will be changing off, or is it going to be different here? What do you think about it, Shinji? The East Blue, will they manage to make a clean sweep, or will final arc go and make a reverse sweep here?
Like if East Blue continues to play this this kind of gameplay, if it comes from the side of team East Blue, then they might take a clean sweep. But if final arc can utilize the previous match, and yeah, they do a better draft, then yeah, they might win this time. But
Uh,
draft can only make your team fight better. But if you can't utilize the draft, then yeah, there is no use. You can't win with that.
Draft makes up to your 40% game, so yep, I will agree to Shinji here, but we can see the East Blue going off the glue once again. The glue will not be given. I guess they are banning off each other's comfort pick here since we can see final arc banning off Hadit once again. Hadit in this meta is not good, but I guess if it's a comfort, then banning the comfort is kind of a respect as well, so is a GG, but we can see a 1-1 coming in. The dancing lady, the hopping lady will be banned off once again. The drafts are really quick. The drafts are coming out really quick. We can see the Grog being banned off by the side of Team Final Arc here. They don't want to give up. They don't want to give anyone the really strong revamped Grog here. And you know how revamped heroes are. They are mad OP. But let's see what East Blue are going to be banning off for the last ban of the first phase here. What do you think, Shinji? What is it going to be?
Okay, like it might be Joy. Like okay, not it was the side of teams East Blue, right? Okay, I got confused. I thought like Final Arc gonna ban this time, but Final Arc, I think they should ban Joy, or else
Uh,
they can pick something to counter Joy. Because if you like
mhm.
don't keep any counters, or you just keep Joy open, then it might be a trouble for you. Since we got to see in the previous match, Joy just went in triple kill, then match finished.
Exactly, exactly. A good joy, man. Those beats, the beats are not to be messed around with, but we can see the final arc completing their ban with the Lancelot here, the Brute build, or is it going to be a full Assassin build? We can never predict that. But the East Blue will be going in for the Kimi here. The Kimi will not be given off. The really OP, Kimi. Once a Kimi gets even the single build, she can melt down the tanky heroes, she can melt down the squishy heroes. That's a really OP hero coming in, but the East Blue will be instantly locking onto the Yi Shin Shin here, the quick farming, the rotations, the global vision, the damage coming in from Yi Shin Shin is not going to be messed around with. What do you think about it, Shinji?
Yeah, like if you know how to use YSS very well, then you can farm fast, and you can farm really very fast. Then yeah, the rotation will be fast, and yeah, like YSS is really amazing. It's global kind of assassin right now. He can just there is no counter for him. To be honest, the only counter for him is a good Gushin who can just mark him up. But if the Gushin can't mark him accurately, then yeah, YSS will take him down as well.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about the Gusion on the tournaments here, but the Gusion might work out, might not work out. We can never tell that. But we will be seeing a Lapu Lapu coming in onto the side of Team Final Arc as well as for the Farza here. The Feather Airstrike will be a really good, a really crucial thing onto the team fight here. Since the good positioning and the Feather Airstrike, you know how much damage Farza deals, man. She is not to be messed around with. But let's see what the reply from the side of Team East Blue is going to be. Do they want to go for a clean sweep, or do they want to make the match go for the BO3 here? What do you think, Shinji? Is it going to be a mage pick or a different pick?
It might be something like, if they gonna play mage, then yeah, I would say okay,
Well,
Gusion mid here.
okay, I guess the East Blue they are listening to you, man. They went for a Gusion. They want to show that Gusion works out in the tournament as well. They want to prove me wrong, man. Please don't. I'm telling you, please don't do that. But let's see what the final arc are going to be picking off.
But Gusion mid is really amazing. I once played a tournament in the quarterfinals. I got to see a Gusion mid, and we were like, okay, we gonna win. But yeah, we like just lost to that Gusion mid, and he was the one carrying the whole team, man. 18 kills. Damn, the kind of
A
Gusion
Gusion,
players.
a Gusion. I don't know what to say about a Gusion. It works out, but look at that. We can see East Blue banning off Grandeur, but the final arc as well. I mean, like final arc banned off Irithel first, and the East Blue went in for the follow up of the Grandeur here. They didn't want to give both the meta MMs, but Beatrix is still open. They can go for a Beatrix, they can go for a Nathan here. We can never say that, but the final arc will be locking onto the Matilda here. The Matilda Airlines will be coming in as Team East Blue will be completing their draft. The bans will be really good here as a tanky jungler will be banned off on the side of Team East Blue here. They know that team final arc they can utilize the Matilda's guiding wind here and can have really quick rotations alongside a tanky jungler here. So Team East Blue they went for a strategical ban here, but the final arc, what do you think is it going to be? What the bans are going to be, Shinji?
It might be something like a EXP laner or else a gold laner, because the Chow for the
Mhm,
roam is
mhm,
locked, and the Gushen for the mid is locked as well. But they
mhm,
still have the option. Her EXP lane. You can say Arlot, because in the last match, Arlot was, Arlot is kind of annoying for heroes like Lapu, and even you can say Farsa and all.
mhm, mhm,
'Cause if
mhm,
you can
mhm,
just trigger the second skill for the Arlot, then yeah, he can dash up and just finish that Farsa.
mhm. That's true.
Oh man,
That's
by the
true.
side
That's
of
true.
final arc.
The final arc will, I told you, right? You can call me Jeff the Prophet all the time, man. I predict the drafts coming in all the time, but jokes apart, a Nathan pick is a really good pick coming in since Team Final Arc. They have utilized the magic damage, magic power a lot, as well as for the East Blue. They went for the Gusion, while they didn't had much. I mean, a Gusion can burst down, but a good magic damage coming in would have been a really good thing coming in, like a continuous magic damage, like a Zetian as well. Zetian would have worked